tragedy when 32 people lost their lives at Virginia Tech several years ago. Could tougher gun control laws possibly have saved some of these lives? Maybe. Statistics and common sense tell us no. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. Jon Lott, in his book, More Guns, Less Crime, tells us that when Australia banned a wide range of guns after the Tasmanian multiple shooting in 1966, that neither crimes nor total crimes committed with a gun decreased. As a matter of fact, in the first 2 years after that law was passed, armed robberies had risen by 73%, unarmed robberies by 28%, assaults by 17%, and kidnappings by 38%. While murders declined by 9%, manslaughter rose by 32%. Another country that has banned guns is England. Yet it now leads the United States by a wide margin in robberies and aggravated assaults. And while murders are still higher in the United States, that margin is quickly decreasing. We never hear about countries like Brazil and Russia that have some of the toughest gun laws in the world, and they have 4 times the murder rate that we have here in the United States. Why would gun control advocates think that criminals who would go out and commit murders, rapes, and other violent crimes would all of a sudden decide to turn in their guns when we passed a gun ban law? As they say, if guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns. In Virginia, anyone carrying a weapon must turn it in at the campus police before entering the campus. In 2007, the Virginia legislature defeated a proposal that would have reversed that law, and it would allow law-abiding citizens to carry a concealed weapon onto the campus. The Roanoke Times reported back then that a Virginia Tech spokesman cheered the action, saying, "This will help parents, students, faculty, and guests to feel safer on our campus." What part of the word criminal don't these people understand? The whole thing about criminals is they don't obey the law. It makes me wonder what things have been different in Virginia, at Virginia Tech, had they had that law changed where a law-abiding citizen could have been armed. Perhaps they could have taken a bite out of crime before those 32 innocent people died. Back when I was employed, most of my work was done in hospitals. It never ceased to amaze me when I'd walk up to a hospital and see a sign on the door that said no weapons or no guns. Maybe you wonder, what was the person who put that sign there thinking? Perhaps there would be a guy who was going to come in and kill the doctor who thought let his wife die. He walks up to the door and sees that sign and, gee, what am I going to do now? I can't take my gun in there. I guess I better go have a beer and think about this for a little while. While law enforcement, for the most part, does an excellent job, they are reactionary. They're not going to do anything until they receive a call from you. There's a period of time between the time you call 911 and the police arrive on scene. If someone breaks into your home, that can seem like an awful long time while you're hidden maybe under a bed, in a closet, even if you have the ability to get to the phone and call the police. However, if you're armed, chances are very good that the criminal will see your arm, will turn tail, and run. However, if he doesn't run, if he keeps approaching you, you have a bite. You have the ability to send him on to his eternal reward before he sends you to yours. Again, in Jon Lott's book, It is estimated that the defensive use of handguns is more than 760,000 times per year in the United States. And the vast majority of these times are without a shot even being fired. I, for one, want the ability to be able to defend myself. If you agree with me, I encourage you to call your senators and your congressmen and ask them to vote against any legislation that might infringe upon your Second Amendment rights. Madam Toastmaster.